Good morning, everybody. Yeah, it's time for a stitch with me, and we are going to be doing Dachshund today. And oh goodness, just trying to get my back oriented here. But I'm going to do something a little bit different than I normally do, because what I really need to do with this, and I should have done it last night, but I didn't, so we're going to do it today. And that is go through and actually mark like where the pattern is before we stitch. And I'm not sure how much stitching we're actually going to get done, but this is something that I have to get this done before I move on further with this page. It will just make things, it will speed things up a lot more if I am able to do that. If you guys followed me the first time I went to stitch this pattern before I lost it, I had made some not crucial, but I'd made some mistakes in the beginning of the stitching up here. So I wanted to make sure that I did not do that again this time and make it so that it does definitely just go a lot faster. And so there's like that. So I'm basically just going to outline how it progresses. Hope you guys are having a great morning. I am getting up a little bit later. Just kind of a slow start today. I know I go 1, 2, 3 here. And I can literally just kind of fill in. I don't have to be so careful about it. I can just fill in the blocks around it, because that way it's just easier. I mean, the ones I'm filling in are the purple. So, I don't need to do all those, do I? No, I do. Don't do that, Julie. It actually comes all the way down here. 1, 2, and then this one gets filled in. See, I already messed that one up because it looks like I needed to do that one. Let's see. Done, and then this one, and then this one. I'm kind of coming at it from both angles here. I need to mark this off over here as I do it too, because it would help me. 1, 2, 3. Bump, bump, bump. Ah! Also come down here. 1, 2, 1, 2. I sound like that kid. I sound like that kid in the hockey video. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I can skate with 2 feet. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. See, I'm already like confusing myself. Oh, I did that. I did that right there. See, I'm already gonna be. Maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe I should just stitch. Maybe I should just stitch the purple. Although I don't think I have the purple with me. I have everything else but the purple. Oh, best laid plans. I change my mind all the time. All the time. Oh well. Let me just start stitching. Okay. Because I know I'm going to mess that up, right? We know I'm going to mess that up. Kids. My brain was all kerfuffled yesterday. I did stitch a fair bit. I should have done my stitch with me, but I did not, because I got distracted by this online quiz thing. Yeah, you're right. It's this quiz thing. And it was a sports quiz, and then it turned into like science quizzes, history quizzes. It was crazy. It was really crazy. So I ended up kind of shirking my stitch with me abilities. My abilities? Something like that. we'll do a little bit of this color. And then we'll find some other colors. What are we gonna do? Well, let's just go one at a time. I feel like I definitely need to get better readers. They are not as sharp as they used to be. I feel like I've gotten older this month. Sometimes, sometimes I feel like that, you know, like you just get a little bit older and you, I don't know how to explain it. It's just everything seems a little slower. You're not thinking as clearly. For me, I'm just distracted. Distracted. But I got a lot on, I almost did Rainy Waterloo Place today instead of this one. But I worked a lot on Rainy Waterloo already, so I'm like, you know, I think you guys want to see something a little different. And I was working on Reaper last night, and I got a lot done on that, although I want to do more today. And then I got done. What else did I get done? Baseball actually saw some good progress. And honeybee portrait. Holy cow, yes, honeybee portrait saw a lot of progress. That was awesome. Oops. Taking the stitching with me. Alright, let's see, where are we? Here we go. And let's see. Still haven't finished Apothecary Shop. I'm just on a mental sticking point with that one. I haven't done any more on Old World Map 2. Again, kind of, I don't know what it is. It's a mental sticking point with that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do, 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 do. Correct. But I'll have to, it was some kind of online quiz site. I was watching this guy. I'm not a big baseball fan anymore. I just like the stories of sports. But back in the day, I was definitely into like baseball and history of baseball and all this other stuff. We grew up in a baseball family, and so I knew a lot of old names and knew a lot of old teams and things like that, but I haven't kept up with it. So like the 90s and the 2000s, like no clue. Like totally don't really know that much about any of these guys. So I was trying to take this quiz on Major League Baseball MVPs, and it was just, it was a rabbit hole. I just started going down this rabbit hole of other quizzes where I had to like type out like all the presidents' names, and I was getting stuck. I think I got about 30, 35 maybe, and I'm like the 1800s are a vast area of just don't even know. I don't even know, and especially like the couple right before Jackson. And then a lot of the guys between Jackson and Lincoln. And then a couple of the guys like after Grant. And so, you know, all of those types. And so I used to be quite the connoisseur of history and whatnot. But I was really stimulating the brain last night. And I was like, why can't I remember any of this when I want to? And part of it was because it was pretty late, and I was already ready to go to bed, and then I just went down this rabbit hole. Oh boy, oh boy. Do 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 do. two, one, two, one, two. I'm starting to reach a point with YouTube, though, that I kind of feel like I've reached a... Like, I don't want to watch this person anymore, and I need to find some new channels, you know? And I know there's like, there's 5 million channels or something I heard the other day. Got to be a few more that I might like. Just got to find them. Just got to figure out what I want to watch, you know? I need to find more educational channels. I think clearly I need to refresh my history. Probably can go find them on like History Channel or there's plenty of people who do history videos nowadays. So and there was one that I went to start, and it was state capitals. I'm like, oh yeah, I know all my state capitals. And then the second one was North Dakota. And I was like, Pierre. But Pierre is South Dakota, isn't it? So what's this capital of North Dakota? And I know like 10 of you guys right now just yelled at the screen. Blah, 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 blah. And I can't hear you. Blah, 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 blah. Well, this is going to already be kind of nice. Going to have a nice outline of. I vaguely remember how this went last time, so let me highlight. Let me keep up with this and highlight. Highlight. I sang Car Wash for the rest of the Sunday or last week. My husband was like, "Why are you singing that song?" I was like, "For some reason it got in my head, and now I can't get rid of it." Do 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 do. Perfect. Perfection. Perfection. Oh, but I love Pattern Keeper. I love Pattern Keeper. It is really good. Yeah, I'm gonna have to reorient my hoop here. It's too close to what I'm stitching. Hold on, let me just tie this one off. Okay, move this a little bit. I can't pick it up. So the thumb is almost healed. I've been doing a halfway decent job with getting moisturized at night. And then what did I do yesterday? I scraped my hands. I'm right-handed, and literally all I went to do was break a milk bone for the dogs. That's all I wanted to do, was just break a stupid milk bone for the dogs, and it scraped up one of my fingers, and thankfully I can't see it today, but no, that was Thursday I did that. And I was like, that hurt. So, that's a little too far over. Let's get a little bit over here. That's better. But I can't cover my hands when I'm working. I can't. My sense of touch, and even in my thumbs, is so critical. I can't do that. Oh, the birds are waking up. I still have it covered, but they can hear me. And they're like, hey, open this up. see, what else did I work on? I just wish I could get all my patterns on Pattern Keeper. But I just can't. Not yet. It hasn't yet worked with my stuff. So for anybody who's like, oh, but you can do this and this, I'm like, I've tried. Unless there's a secret to it that I just am not aware of. I do not know how to do it. Okay, I'm gonna do a little trick here. It's not a trick. Oops, just knocked the box off. It's not really a trick per se. It's just on this pattern, I just need to do the horizontal, like where this is. Like this is 4. That's 4. And this is 5. Oops, I should probably put it over here. 5. I don't care about, I'm going to stitch over the gridding part, and so, and then later on we'll take care of the grid lines. It'll be fine. And this, that's, okay, so that's 5, and this is 6, way out here. Okay, that will help a little bit in me trying to figure out what I'm doing. A little bit. Do 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 do. Come back up here. Oh, let's move this down. Move this down to where I'm at. I know some people were probably like, how in the world are you getting that much stitching done when you're so slow on your Stitch With Me? And I would say to those folks, try talking and explaining and, you know, discussing. But it does slow you down a fair bit when you're doing stuff like this, but it's necessary. It's a necessary evil for folks who, you know, like, well, I do the same thing. See, it's all good. It's all good. Man, I was tired this week. We had a long, after my 4-day weekend, well, it wasn't really a 4-day weekend. I actually got called in on Sunday because one of my employees basically had a dog in labor, and we delivered a nice, cute little set of pups. So that kind of wasn't a very long surgery, but my back was like, brah. And then it just is as it is. Now, the end of the month, we're going to have a bit of a break, because the way that, whenever that holiday, Christmas always lines up right in the middle of the week. It's good and bad. It gives you a little extra time, but it just throws everything off work-wise. And you just get out of sorts. I usually find myself just be like, for crying out loud, let's get the holidays over with so I can get back to normal. But it's going to come faster this year, for sure. Because we really only got, what, like 2 weeks until the holiday week, until Christmas week comes. So I gotta get a lot of stuff done before then. I gotta highlight it. I'm at this little tricky point where there's a couple different symbols that kind of look alike. They aren't really, but I keep getting distracted. I keep thinking in my head that that's what I'm looking at. So, well, hopefully I can get a lot more of this one done. I we got the new printer, and it printed out with no problems. The couple of color ones that yeah, that one was old printer, and the other one just didn't want to work. So new printer. Printers are relatively inexpensive nowadays, but compared to the way they used to be. And I'll push that right out the other way. And so I was able to get it all loaded up, and then we were able to then I printed out the mini cat and then the basset hound. And so one of my projects today is going to be reorganizing my board and getting all that squared away. We've had some issues with our trash removal service over the last, honest to God, probably 4 or 5 months. I dropped it again. And we had one service that I've had for a decade or more. I mean, a long time. And I don't know what's going on with those guys. They must basically either have problems hiring people, or for whatever reason, they just didn't have a lot of people in this area of town or whatever. And so because we went through a span where, like, I think sometime like back in October, there were like 2 weeks in a row where they didn't come. And they're supposed to come like on Friday mornings, and they used to always come on Friday mornings. I mean, it was like regular. It was always, you could hear them. If you didn't get your trash out by like 8 o'clock, they were there. And in the last, I don't know, definitely whatever, like they never come on Friday anymore. It's like you put your trash out on Friday because that's supposed to be your day, but they don't come until like midday Saturday or later on Saturday, which is really annoying. And we don't have a homeowners association that gets all snooty with us as far as like, you can't have your trash out. But I just don't like it. And so we've had, at the same time, we've been trying to like offload a bunch of stuff. Like we're trying to like downsize and get rid of a bunch of stuff we'd collected and just get rid of it. And it's been hard because the trash folks just don't seem to want to come pick up our stuff. So we've got this backlog of all kinds of things that we want to get rid of, and there's all kinds of projects at work that I just brought home. I'm like, oh, I'll just put them in my house for a little bit, and now they're filling up the garage. And so we're hoping that by the end of the month, with this new trash service, I finally got my act together and canceled the old, got the new. It's just going to be a lot better. And it seems to be the one that just about everybody around us uses anyway. So that's awesome. So So we'll be able to get back into the steam of just in time for spring cleaning. Get a bunch of stuff. Because we discovered the trick to, well, maybe not trick, the key to getting things cleaned on a regular basis is to just not have that much stuff to begin with. That would really be helpful. And so that's our goal. That is our goal. All right, we're gonna do a bunch. We're gonna do this dark stuff here. And I combined both floss bags from the first project and the second project because they sent me all new floss. They're so sweet. And, well, I think I paid for it, but I'm happy to pay for it, to be perfectly honest with you. I want to do this right. And so, anyway, so, I'll put my leg up here. But let's do this first. But I'll be happy to kind of really trim everything back. But first, oh, and we got recycling back. And so that's good because we have so many boxes, and I drink a lot of Diet Dr. Peppers, a lot of 2 liters, and it's just, You know, there's just a lot of stuff, cans and all kinds of things. And so we really needed that. And the crazy thing is that darn trash guys never have come to, like, never told us, okay, we're going to come and pick up your trash, you know, your thing here. We've got a large recycling container that we can't use. And I guess I could call them back up, and I need to call them back up and be like, what do we do with this? And they'll be like, just throw it away. I'm like, good luck throwing a big old thing away. If I have to, I'll just take it to work. But anyway, it's all good. It's all good. There we go. So that's going to be kind of, I kind of like, I like projects like that where you have to kind of get rid of things a little bit at a time. Okay. Yeah, get this up and rolling, and then I will then, yeah, there's some basic things that I've got to get done, some organization, and I just got to put my headphones on, put my head down, and get it done today. Yep. Oh, man. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, this is going to look like a lot more. It's going to look like a lot more. It's going to be a lot more. I'm just sitting here thinking about the end of year, you know, year in review as far as stitching is concerned. I'm trying to figure out, I need to find, well, what I need to do is go back to that first video, or from the beginning of the year, and note where I was on each project. And that will be an eye-opener, I think. And that'll be a little bit kick in the butt for, like, Old World Map 2. Maybe I need to stitch up here today. I don't know. I need to do some stuff up here today. I'm feeling like I need a little break from everything. So we put the kitty gate up, and I gotta say, it has made all the difference in the world with the dogs and me, because I come out and I say hi and I do all my stuff, but then they can't get to me all the time. And that's good, because when you got 6 of them, there's somebody that constantly wants something. And half the dogs, you can't figure out what it is that they want. They just kind of, whoa, what do you want? Whoa. You want outside? Do you want loving? Do you want probably food? That's probably food. Dudes. Dudes. Unless I'm getting a little hungry. Let's see. It snowed a little bit this week. Like a what? Snag. It snowed like, I don't know, an inch or something the other night. The snow still hasn't gone away, which is interesting, but it's just been consistently cold all the time. There's Arthur. Hello, Arthur. Oh. But got some cleaning projects done this week. Got some more things. Ow! Got some more things organized. Just stabbed myself. Got this room was almost done. I will say that I think that the college football playoff this year will be very interesting because, of course, Ohio State didn't lose last night. They ended up winning. And so it's going to be like Ohio State, LSU, Clemson, and Oklahoma likely. I would really like to see Ohio State beat Clemson. I don't know. I'm not sure who they're going to pick number one. That's going to be crucial. That'll be crucial as to who plays whom. Who plays whom? Who? Something like that. I'm just jumping all over the place in my head. I need something to drink. Hold on a second. Okay, I'm back. Feeling a little bit more awake. A little bit happier about the world when I get a little bit of Diet Dr. Pepper. Trying to think of other things I could talk about. I didn't do any work on the cat one because I need to get some new colors. It's a very different pattern for me. Very different pattern with a lot of different colors. It's just crazy though how much faster I stitch with Pattern Keeper. I'm definitely over halfway on that first page now after taking forever to get it really started. Just, it's so much fun. So I've got a package from mybobbin.com that is at the post office, I hope. We know how I'm not a fan. They, I may have talked about this, but they left a note on my door last Monday, and it was like, hey, post office tried to deliver something. And I'm thinking, well, why didn't you just leave it then, or put it in my, we have like a, not only do I have a locked mailbox, but we have locked like package drop off, and they didn't do either. And it didn't say, it said, here's your address, we tried to deliver it on this date, and then that was it. It's a form where it basically, like, you can fill out a lot of other things, like we couldn't deliver it because, like, it needs to be signed for, it's an international shipment, it's, I don't know, whatever, it needs a signature. You know, they didn't fill anything in, nor did they tick on anything that said, this is what to do next. Like, this is, you know, if you want this to be redelivered, you know, like FedEx a lot of times will put something on your, not a lot of times, but sometimes they'll put a notice on your door, and it'll have a thing on it that says, if you just want us to leave it at your door, sign here or whatever, and just put this out front, and then they'll take care of it. But the post office thing said nothing. So I really didn't know what it was at first, because I was like, well, I don't know of anything that's coming via the post office, like that they wouldn't just put in the box. And it took a couple of days before I realized, you know, I'm thinking, well, could this be a scam? I mean, primarily because there just wasn't anything official looking on it. And then I was like, oh, maybe it's the stuff from Russia. And then I got an email from the folks, and they said, oh, it looks like your package is at the post office. And I was like, ah, okay. So I figured that out on Thursday, but I wasn't really going to leave the house on Thursday. Those are my day off. I try to stay home if I can. I got a lot to do. And so I was like, oh, that's fine. I'll pick it up on Friday. That's no big deal. And then Friday was a complete and utter chaos from 8 to almost 6 with no break. And so I didn't get it at the post office then. And I'm like, well, I'll go Saturday because I have to work, but I should be able to get to the post office before it closes. Nope, didn't get to the post office before it closed. So I might be able to pick it up Monday morning when they open, because I don't have to be right at work at, yeah, hopefully I can get it then, because we're going to do some giveaways. We're going to do the giveaways though on the main, on my main videos, my weekly update videos, or I might actually do a separate video for it, because they've reached out to me a couple different times, wanting to try to branch out into, you know, let me untangle this. Branch out into English speaking, you know, like America, Canada, that kind of thing. There we go. And And so they're apparently quite popular in Asia, Russia, and it's definitely very different. And so I'm going to stitch one of the projects myself. I want to see how it goes. I'm going to give the rest of them away because I thought it was really nice of them to ship all this all the way from Russia. So we will do that as soon as I get it. And hopefully that will be on Monday. Do, 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 do. So yeah, that'll probably just be a special video because that way I won't have, some folks will be like, well, it should be your most dedicated subscribers, and you guys know that I give stuff away to you guys periodically. But these guys want exposure, so I need to make sure that when I do this, that it gets as much exposure as possible. So that'd be cool. Okay, took a slight break again real quick. Alrighty, back to stitching. Just stitching. And I also still need to go back and do some more videos on stitching sites, or stitching pattern sites, I should say. So that is gonna happen soon. Go. Are you right there? Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. And then, yeah, we can get a lot done on this one today. Later on. Got too much other things to do first. Winter time has kind of kicked in, and I've been sleeping more, and I've been getting up later. It starts to irritate me because I'm like, I got stuff to do. Lack of motivation. I'm gonna make this one shorter. Just easier sometimes. Oh yeah, I don't even know if I told you guys that I also did let me highlight. That I also listened to 2 books last week, which was awesome. And I started another one. What's frustrating sometimes is that I love my audiobooks, and I'll listen to the first audiobook in a series, and I'm like, oh, I love it. I want to listen to more. And then there's nothing else. It's like I don't know where the audiobooks are for the rest of them. Like they just disappeared, or they haven't been made, or who knows what. Really excited about 2020 though. 2020 is going to be awesome. I'd be almost willing to bet that if I went back and looked or listened to myself at the beginning of 2019, that I would have said 2019 is going to be a transition year, a difficult year, with a lot of uphill battles and a lot of grinding. I think grinding is a good word in a lot of ways. And the work and the time that I put into everything this last year outside of stitching really is, I think, starting to pay off. And it's going to. I feel much more optimistic about everything. Which is awesome. I think it's 1, 2. Yeah, just one there. This is gonna go by so much faster. So much faster. And I'm thinking about this time when I go to do this, is that I might go down, like, well, if you look at this part of the layout, what I had done is I had done that square, and then I had done, I was working on that one. But what I might just do is just go straight down, and then come over and go straight down, and just fill it in going across. That might be maybe a more, I don't know. I was going to say more better way of doing it. It's more better. Highlight. Nice. Nice. And I gotta clean. And I think a lot of this last year has been figuring out what works and what doesn't work in a lot of ways for everything that I do. I like to try a lot of different things, and sometimes, you run into brick walls and you fail, and that's fine. Or it's not like you fail, you just don't necessarily succeed. You're just kind of spinning your wheels, nothing's happening kind of thing. And it's important just to keep trying things, right? So the more you try things, it's kind of like, somebody who's like, say, maybe a sculptor. They work with clay. It's like if you never actually try and make any changes to that clay, it's never going to turn into anything. So you got to kind of work at it this way, work at it that way. And sometimes you end up with something that you didn't plan on in the first place, but that looks pretty good. And sometimes you end up with something you're like, ooh, I should just start over. But you don't get anywhere unless you just try stuff. I hope I never lose that. I hope I never get to a point where I feel like, okay, I'm done. I don't need to do anything else. I'm done. I hope I never get there. Always trying to do more. Just kind of the way that I am, I suppose. And that's fine. Doesn't suit everybody, but it suits me great. So, I mean, you may watch my stitch with me's or watch my things, and maybe you don't even cross stitch. Maybe you only have one project. Maybe you are just starting your first project. You certainly don't have to do what I do. This is more entertainment, a little educational, mostly entertainment, maybe inspirational, but by no means does anybody have to do the insanity that I do. It's probably I wouldn't say a good thing, but if I'd ever was married early enough that I would have had kids, gosh knows I might have ended up with 8 kids, because it's like I never stop at just one of anything. Well, husbands, yes, husbands I stop at one, but otherwise it's just, I mean, the fish tanks, the dogs, the rest of the animals, all the websites I do, the projects that I have. It's a little nutty. I was thinking about maybe expanding my blog a little bit. I'm not going to be doing anything outside of it, but maybe do some, if people are interested in resources for other hobbies and crafts, that we can put those on there as well, just to kind of, and sometimes it's like, well, I'm interested in, I'm a diamond painter. And so you bring people that diamond paint, maybe they come to the cross-stitch site and they're like, oh, I've never cross-stitched. Oh, that looks like fun. Maybe I'll cross-stitch. And then we suck more people into the hobby. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. We sneak them in. I'm itching to get going with my day here. I want to stitch more on this later, but for now I think I'm gonna finish this up here and rock and roll into the next little bit here. But we got a lot of stitching done for this session. I mean, I still want to do a lot more on this project because I feel like I need to race to catch back up to where I was before. Although, since we just talked about it, I'm not going to do that second page of the face. I'm going to go down and do something different. That would be cool. That's going to be really cool, guys. thanks for hanging out with me, listening to me babble for the better part of an hour. Hopefully this can get uploaded by noon. It really depends on how fast YouTube is with uploading. Hopefully everything goes well in the editing process. That would make it a lot smoother. And hopefully I don't decide that I want to take some more quizzes today, because then that's just going to mess everything up. I'm never going to get anything done. So hopefully there will be a lot of changes on the board by the next time I see you guys here. Put a bunch of stuff up. We got to get ready for the end of year show, the end of year review. But at least we got all this done today. And honestly, I'm going to get a lot more done. Maybe a lot, at least some more done. So, but thanks for hanging out with me, guys. We are, y'all. So we're going to be doing down this way, which will be different instead of coming straight across. That'll actually probably speed things up. This doesn't look quite as difficult as the face. The face is like the hardest part. And so we'll skip that for now and go straight down. So you guys have a great day. Dogs are barking, and I will see you guys later.